Good morning, YouTube. Just a quick update because a little while back I started working on an interface for the jkBMS so that it can speak to Victron. Now other people have already done this, right? It's like esphome done it. Off-Grid Garage the other day did a video on a bloke who's built a board specifically for this. The thing is that all of them have the same thing in common. They all have like a single master, and I don't like that idea. But also the guy who did the, I think that Off-Grid Garage calls it the Peter board, he's decided to close source his. So it was previously open source, and then recently he's removed all the files from GitHub and just put like a link to the firmware. So it's no longer freely available. So I was having some problems I was reading off of I think it was esphome. I was reading off esphom's implementation and it wasn't working for me. I've gone back and I've used some of the stuff off esphome's implementation, but I've made a new one, and it works a little bit differently to their implementation is still built in here, but I've just commented it out. Because I no longer need it. So it took me a little bit to understand what was going on. My BMS was sending data when it shouldn't, was doing all sorts of funky things. In the end I stripped it down, so this is the bit that does all the work. Again, I had the esphome's implementation of like pulling data from the packet, and eventually I just got rid of it. I just found it was easier to just do it the old school way. Like these lambda functions that they use, it's double Dutch to me, so I'm not a software developer at the end of the day. So I've started working on it. Like this is the raw temperature coming out of the power tube, the box temperature, the battery temperature, and the state of charge. So pretty happy with it. It is effectively working. This is still only a single battery. I'll work on I'll work on the next bit. For me is once I've implemented all the alarms and calculated the alarms are actually implemented. They're just half of them are ineffective at the moment because they don't have any. You can see that battery temperature, that needs working on. The state of health, I'm not really sure how to calculate that yet. Like I think I'll calculate the state of health once there's multiple packs, and if a single pack fails, then we'll diminish the state of health. Like if there was 4 packs, we'll say that the health is diminished by 25%. Out of that 25%, if the cell imbalance is greater than 100 millivolts, then we'll deduct some state of health as well. Like I mean, it's a start, and that's really all that matters. The current, it took me a little bit to understand how the current needed to be scaled, but the current is now scaled correctly. So I'll figure out what's going on here with these battery temperature probes. Then these are just static numbers that have been thrown in. They're not actual numbers at the moment, but I can fix that up. So yeah, pretty happy with the first pass. Like all I wanted this time was the battery voltage and current and the state of charge, and that's coming through. So I will, now that I'm over my little hurdle with it, I'll actively develop it. I was a little bit disappointed to see that the Peter board has gone closed source. So that I find that to be mildly irritating, given that these implementations all come from these other guys anyway. So this is the one. This is actually the history. This is the historic. I had to go back through the history to find this guy's branch. Come on. Is this now? Yeah. So you see now it's gone. So he's decided to close source it. And fair enough. Like if he wants to make some money, that's fine. But like it's based on the work that these guys did. So I feel like if you take from the community, you got to give back to the community. But you can still get to his old project via history, but you don't need to. these guys have done it. It all works properly with them. So I'll jump outside now and we'll have a quick look at the board. I'm happy to open source it and keep it open source. Not looking to make any money. The off-grid community, generally speaking, it doesn't look like much, but that's the development laptop. That's the board, and that's only a first pass. It is literally just to interface the board with the serial bus on the jkBMS and a CAN transceiver. So one of the problems I was having last time is that I need a network to be able to establish comms between these devices so that all of them will be on the CAN bus, but one of them will be the master, and that master will be able to dynamically move up and down. So if, let's say that, for example, that they turn on and shelf 4 is the first one to fire up, shelf 4 will be the master. But if shelf 4 misses a deadline for some reason, one of the other shelves can take over. And that'll ensure that these, $6-7 bloody ESP32s aren't the cause of a power outage. So there's a terminating resistor on there, there's a CAN transceiver, but we're now running on the TWAI automotive implementation of Espressive IDF instead of the CAN library, and it's got a serial interface. So I'll make a few revisions to that, see if I can come up with something better. I needed to do some sanity checking when I first got it, and yeah, but I'll keep you in the loop as to how it goes. I'm probably not going to go to the same length as the Peter board. I don't feel that that's necessary. When there's already a Peter board on the market, you may as well just buy that. But I'll definitely open source this and share the progress I'm having. So I've tried to make the jkBMS portion a separate library. So the big issue I was having was actually the interoperability between C and C++. I'm over that little hurdle. I'm not a software developer at the end of the day, as much as I wish I was one. So yeah, I'll keep you in the loop. Hopefully more positive things to come.